Thank you very much. You've gone a little bit over, but I won't tell you off for that. Mr. Roberto Perocchio, you'll be joining us remotely. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, members of the Parliament. Thank you for hosting our speech online. Of course, as I said, I'm president of the Italian Marinas, and I would like to provide a very quick overview on the marina business in our country, just to give an idea of the trends. So if we can go to the first slide, please. Thank you. As you can see, since the global financial crisis in 2008 and a luxury tax that was imposed in Italy in 2011, the marina business had a decline, but we slowly recovered. And if we go to the next slide, you can see that, next slide again, thank you, that the trend is now positive because as a consequence of the COVID pandemic, the people are looking for more outdoor activities. They rediscovered proximity tourism and the pleasure of being close to their own residential areas. And this has been filling up the marinas again with used trends for 2023. Thank you very much. As you can see, there's a certain slowing down expected for next year because of recession, energy costs, and so on. Next slide, please. Now, of course, what I wanted to explain is the fact that in our marina and yacht harbors environment, there's a growing competition. Just to give an example, in Italy, during the crisis, 23,000 new marina berths have been built, and another 23,000 more or less are under construction for the next 10 years. So there will be a growing competition among this kind of enterprises. And if we go to the next slide, you can see that at the same time there was a decline in the number of registered boats in Italy. This is a consequence of the recession and of the fact that the middle class has more problems in affording a boat. Next slide, please. At the same time, as we tried to explain, more and more big marinas have been built inside the Mediterranean. So 42 new marinas in the Med in the last 10 years, right during the hard times we've been living through, will guarantee a high level of competition among the enterprises. Next slide, please. At the same time, marinas are working for the transition, the energy transition. We are all trying to get ready with new investments, with refurbishments to serve electric boats, hydrogen boats. This is a picture of the latest French standard pleasure boat with hydrogen fuel cell propulsion. So, I mean, the market is also ready to face a big change, and we mariners are working for that. So at the end of my speech, I would like to outline what we request as marina operators to the Parliament and to the Commission. So in order to better compete, of course, we need funding for the refurbishment, the rejuvenation of existing marinas. We need also a better economical environment because we are part of the hospitality industry, and that's why we expect to have the same VAT as hotels, campsites, and so on all over Europe in order to stimulate and boost our economy. We need, as my colleague Mr. Easthill said, we need common rules, European rules for the charter activities, which are becoming more and more important for the nautical tourism across Europe. This means having common rules for the skipper license in order to have professionals that can move from a country to another, and also for the equipment requested by the several European regulations, member state regulations for the charter boats. And I would also like to outline the fact that in my country there is some tension on the Bolkestein directive issue, because, of course, our point of view is that that kind of directives should have been applied to, let's say, authorization for works and not to certain activities of the coastal area, which, like marinas, are land leases and not authorizations for works. This means that the basic principle should be that a marina investor who already had plenty of problems to face should be granted with a prolongation of the concession in case new investments are made. Thank you for your attention.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Mr. Perocchio. Mr. Vernikos?
Hear me. Are you there? 3 minutes for your responses, please.
Thank you. So, on the point of waste management, I would like to remind you that we already had 2 directives European directives concerning the waste management in ports. So, all the marinas are very well trained and prepared in order to run the management of the waste produced by yachts, boats, and so on. Even in the field of wastewater, because all the marinas have pump-out stations for this purpose. Then in the field of, let's say, greening the boats, as I said, all marinas are making big efforts in order to improve the shore electricity supply to the boats. In fact, for example, there is already a company, Aqua Power, which is installing even fast charge electricity pillars for electric boats, because they expect electric boats to have an interesting future also in the middle size, up to battery boats, up to 11, 12 meters. Okay, and if we consider super yachts, well, I have to say that super yachts have been saving the economy of a large part of marinas in the Med in the last years. They have been very important customers for marinas. Many marinas made works in order to adapt to the new sizes of the yachts. And on the average, we estimated that the daily expenditure of a super yacht on the average is around 10,000 euros a day, if you consider the expenditure of the crew, of the owners, of the guests, the repairs, the maintenance, and so on. So it's a precious part of the maritime economy nowadays, also because the Mediterranean is the most beloved destination worldwide, and also because Europe is the biggest builder in the field of super yachts, and also Italy is leading in the field of yachts up to 60 meters. In terms of digitalization, every marina has invested plenty of money in terms of improving the marina software, which has become very sophisticated also in terms of customer relation management in the last years. And there has been also a booming of the online booking provided by several European companies which specialized in the field. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much for your comments, Mr. Venny.